What if I just shave my head?
No, shoot, you're crazy.
I might at this point. All right, anyway. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another Bridge the Gap podcast episode. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Scott.
And the reason I said I'm going to shave my head is because my bangs aren't cooperating and they're driving me absolutely insane.
Me too. Right
and
here.
So I'm just...
I got like 3 of them. There's this one right here. This one.
Well, it's like...
these ones sucks, man.
These ones are behaving. They're sitting straight. They've got the curve. They're good. These ones are like swooping like it's 2008.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm not vibing with it.
If any of my friends watch this, they'll attest that I used to have so much hair, and now I've got this gigantic open head, forehead. It sucks, dude. Getting older sucks.
I've seen pictures of when you had hair.
I know. It was great. I mean, I'm hanging on. It's not terrible.
No, it's luscious.
Yeah, luscious. I don't know if I'd ever describe it.
It looks full.
I appreciate that. But man, getting old sucks. Anyway, it doesn't suck. It's a privilege, but
it is a privilege. It's a good way to look at it.
Certain things suck, like my hair getting thinner.
What doesn't suck is the little bear mug.
And look, it does. That's a cute mug. I remember getting that for you.
Well, all my friends, like, I was such a stickler of like no Christmas before Thanksgiving, but then after Thanksgiving's over, I mean,
you're decked out, dude.
I'm ready to go.
Meanwhile, I'm
got the nails did.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm Headbangers Ball because that's my generation. Saturday nights, baby.
What's funny is Spotify Wrap came out today. Oh, did you look at yours?
No.
So it's funny, this year they did what your listening age is, and my listening age is 60 because most of my music is the early 80s.
All right, hold on. I'm pulling up Spotify on my phone.
You got to look.
What's it? Where do you find? Oh, Wrapped. Oh, it highlights it. Yeah, Wrapped. Okay.
It's a big deal.
So I go, let's go, right?
Yep. Right, and then you'll swipe through it.
Oh, damn. We're ready. All right, swipe up. All right. Good Lord. 9,581 minutes.
Mine was 23,000.
Well, I only listen to it in the gym.
Yeah, see, and I listen to music whenever I can.
Tastes like yours can't be defined, but let's try anyway. You listen to 175 genres.
I think mine was 278.
Oh my God, this is sad. Number 1 is metal. No shock. Look at my sweatshirt. Number 2, yacht rock. You know why? Because in the summer, when we're in the pool, I'd put a lot of that type of music on. Then it's new wave, country, and classic rock. Those are my top 5.
Okay, ready? I pulled mine up on my iPad.
Okay.
My top genres were new wave, because I wasn't a new wave kick this year. Soft pop. I don't know what that means.
Taylor Swift, probably.
No, because she's not soft. Classic rock was 3rd. Musicals was 4th. And 5th was chamber pop.
What the hell is chamber pop?
That's what I'm saying. Everyone keeps inventing new genres like we've talked about. I don't know.
Stupid labels. That's such lameness. I can't believe metal wasn't in there. Love this.
Well, classic rock.
Okay, hold on. Age is just a number, so don't take this personally. 60.
Yeah, we've got the same one.
That's crazy.
Since you were into music from the early 80s.
That's what mine says. I'm an old soul. I'm not an old soul. I'm just fucking old.
You're just right on your age level.
That's funny. I listened to 1,409 songs.
I listened to 1908.
Okay. My number 1.
You're not going to know mine.
You know what? This is because your mom uses my account.
That's fine. What is it?
Because it says make your pick. I got Master Plan by Tears for Fears, Drive
Great
the
song.
Cars, You Should Probably Leave, Chris Stapleton, Another Day in Paradise from Phil Collins. That's all your mom. And then Harvester of Sorrow by Metallica. That's me.
Well, which one? Take your pick.
I'm going to pick this Chris Stapleton one. I got it right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I do like Chris Stapleton, but your mom really likes him. So
yeah, you won't know mine. Mine is called Runway Walk. It's like a good hype up song. I listened to it 57 times.
Wow. That's another level. Yeah, so my top 5 is You Should Probably Leave, Master Plan, Harvester of Sorrow, Another Day in Paradise, and then Drive by the Cars, which is weird.
Who's gonna drive you home?
Yeah, because I don't remember listening to that song
tonight.
a lot. But maybe
Mom went through a kick with that song, and you did too. Actually, there were a few late nights we laid like on the couch, and that was playing.
My top.
So wait, my turn.
Sorry.
My top songs were "Runway Walk" by Demrick, "Back to Friends" by Somber, "House of Balloons" by The Weeknd, "Shape of My Heart" by Sting, and "Blame It on the Rain."
Blame It on Dwayne. Dude,
when I saw that was on there. When I saw that was on there, I literally started laughing.
That's hilarious. So before we go into the top albums,
wait, no, I think we finished the Wrapped and then we explain the story.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so my top albums: The Tipping Point, Tears for Fears. That's your mom. Face Collins. I'm just gonna go to bed.
And that's it. That's the podcast.
12:45.
That's it.
Face Value from Phil Collins. Mercury Falling from Sting. All Your Mom. Top 3. And then it gets into me. Facelift by Alice in Chains.
Great album.
And then the first album, which is one of my favorite albums ever, and I wish this band would have stayed together and still continue to rock. Frog Stomp by Silverchair.
Okay, fair. Yeah, that's a good album.
Band. Oh my God, their first 3 albums. Oh my God, so good.
So I am really surprised at the lack of metal on my Wrapped, and that's where I feel like the Wrapped is a little inaccurate because every time I go and drive home, I'm listening to my rock playlist.
Yeah, but you just said one of the songs you listened to like 57 times. You know the Chris Stapleton song that we were number 1 on? We listened to 9 times. 9. Less than 10. And that was our number 1. And we listened to 1,400 songs. So...
Well, we've talked about how I get in hyperfixations with music. So, like, when I find a song I like, I listen to it. But my top albums, so number 1 was Scratch My Back by Peter Gabriel. There's a name that you haven't heard in a while, huh? Harry's House by Harry Styles. That one makes sense to me. Hamilton, the musical, so makes sense. AM by the Arctic Monkeys makes sense. You've heard me talk about them before. And then The Tipping Point, Tears for Fears.
You and your mom.
I know.
All right, so
top artists.
I listened to a bunch of bands. Hold on. 372 artists is what it says. Iron Maiden, Phil Collins, Coldplay, both your mom, Metallica, and Sting. So once again, I only get 2 of the top 5. Not that I don't like Coldplay or Sting or Phil Collins is an amazing artist, but Iron Maiden and Metallica are all me for sure.
You're also, not going to choose to listen to those. Like that's when mom's around, you're going to listen to it.
Yeah, hold on. You read your 5, but then it's doing the little race thing on who is first.
Isn't it fun?
That's ridiculous.
I listened to 1,000 artists this year.
Jeez Louise. My
top spot was Sleeping at Last. I don't think you know that. It's a lot of instrumental and like kind of orchestra type music, but with lyrics attached. He's a great artist, and I listen to it because I do a lot of reading and writing, and that's what I listen to.
I think he's played it for us here on YouTube or something.
Yeah, great music. So Sleeping at Last. Number 2 is Depeche Mode.
Cool.
Number 3,
Taylor.
Yes. Number 4 was Sting, and number 5 was Somber.
You're not representing my side very well.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like it's a little ripped off because you know how much rock I listen to. I listen to it all the time. So it's very interesting to me that I'm not.
Well, it's funny too because we have Sirius XM, and so now when I go to the gym, I listen to the app because they have Maximum Metallica channel now. So I listen to it. I just listen to that a lot because it plays stuff that I like to work out to. You know what I mean? So, and don't get me wrong. I was in Charleston Monday night, and I went and did the elliptical. And I always watch YouTube concert videos, and I watched Depeche Mode Live 101 from Pasadena in 1988, I think, Which, if once again, if any of my friends from my younger years are listening or watching, they're going to be like, "Holy shit, Scott's listening and watching Depeche Mode." Yes, I have expanded my palette, but nevertheless, having Metallica and Iron Maiden in my top 5 just goes back to who I've always been.
Always been.
Always been. So yeah, the top artists are Phil Collins, Sting, Metallica, Coldplay, and Iron Maiden. So your mom listens to Spotify all the time. And for everyone else listening, including your mother, if she watches this, I have sent her, we have the family plan. I have sent this woman, who I love dearly, we've been together 25 years, her own link to get her own YouTube channel, like her own whatever, channel, station, account, whatever you want to call it, which you and your brother both have, clearly, all on the family plan, and I do. Mm-hmm. But your mom refuses to do it. And so I get all of her stuff.
Yeah.
So.
It's okay.
Oh, I have a video from James Hetfield.
Let me see. I love him. No, there's another thing on there. Huh. He's so pretty.
I don't even know what he's saying because my volume's down. I can go back and listen to
He's
this
just
later.
saying, yeah, he's just saying thank you
Thanks
for being
listening.
like, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
scroll again.
I've only gone to, I don't know, 30 of your shows in my lifetime too. So he can thank me. I appreciate the thanks. Spent a lot of money on that band.
Yeah, you have. Scroll again. There's more.
Oh, okay. Who's next? All of your listening made you part of something bigger. Oh, this is amazing. Which club do you belong to? This is such a waste of time.
No, it's not.
Cloud State Society, Grit Collective, Club Serotonin, Cosmic Stereo Club, or Full Charge Crew?
Full Charge Crew.
Soft Hearts Club. Let's see. Oh, Grit Collective. Your club believes in rebellion through music. I'm an archivist. Your listening delves back into past eras, ensuring club history never fades, man.
So mine was the Soft Hearts Club.
So stupid.
No, it's not. Mine's the Soft Hearts Club. So it says your club believes that vulnerability is the key to great music. Its doors are always open. My role is curator. You're a focused playlist creator, combining the best of your club into mixes. It's true. I have like 800 different playlists.
You know, I would make more playlists, but I don't have the time to make playlists, man.
God, I love it.
It's like clicking through everything and choosing. Oh, for God's sakes. But, you know, when I was a kid, that's what we did. I mean, we used to make mixtapes all the time, right? So you get a blank tape and you have to fast forward the tape to the song that you want, and then you record it, and then you take that tape out and start another one. I mean, I totally get it. But when you get older, you get, 9% of global listeners are in my club. So my club favorites are Metallica, Maiden, Pantera, awesome, Godsmack, awesome, Dio, awesome, Black Label Society. I mean, yeah, those are some of my favorites.
Mine.
And we've seen Metallica and Pantera this year. We saw Godsmack last year. I saw Black Label Society 2 years ago. We saw Iron Maiden last year. So I've seen, and Dio passed away like 12 years ago. So
yeah. So in mine, it's 34% of global listeners. Somber, Radiohead, Creed, Chase Atlantic, and I don't know who this other. Oh, Paul Buchanan.
I have no idea.
I don't know who that is either. I thought you were gonna know Paul Buchanan. He looks your age.
Thanks. Appreciate
I just thought you would have known him.
That's
and
so
then
funny.
My most energetic day was March 12th. My morning launched with Childish Gambino and Hozier, then detoured through SZA, Limp Bizkit, and Motley Crue before a surge of ABBA, Prince, and Earth, Wind, and Fire. By the late evening, you circled back through Leonard Skinner, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and disco.
All right.
Repeat.
Sorry, go ahead.
Did you find where these are?
I don't know. I'm at the thing that shows me 2025 top artists, top songs. Okay. But it says genres metal on every
That's your top genre.
Which is funny because all the top things are all soft. All right, we pulled some of your files just in case. Most nostalgic day is April 22nd.
Okay, click see your report.
Oh, geez Louise.
It'll tell you.
The day you rewound time with Sting, Phil Collins, and Coldplay on repeat. So that's your mom.
Mm-hmm.
So let's X out of that.
So my next one was a repeat heavy day, June 26th. The day you let Lana Del Rey and The Weeknd orbit on endless repeat. Overnight spun a gentle web of Sting and Radiohead. That means I was crying. Then the morning and afternoon circled back to The Weeknd and Lana Del Rey. By evening, Runway Walk and Pyramids kept returning as if the day itself was a loop. That's not nice.
So the day I let metal and angst, the most energetic day, did you do that one?
Yeah, that was my first one. That's when I went through like 800 different artists.
So mine was June 19th. And it says, the morning kicked off with Stained and Chevelle. Then Anthrax and Wasp took the handoff for Metal Fueled Sprint. Those are all great bands. Afternoon detoured through The Weeknd and Nelly, which means your mom got on. But Seether Radio kept the energy high until night. 246 minutes, 63 tracks, 33 artists. My most energetic day, pure momentum from start to finish. Filed under angst-fueled marathon riff relay.
So my biggest music listening day was June 27th, 2025, and that's the day that I was awake for 36 hours. I didn't sleep at all, remember?
No.
Oh, it was over the summer, and for some reason I could not fall asleep. I was up literally from like 8 a.m. the day before all the way through like 10 p.m. the next day. Like I could not fall asleep that night in between. Funny. So that was the day you let Hamilton and synth pop run the show. So your night kicked off with a neon parade of new wave, the Psychedelic Furs, Depeche Mode, Tears for Fears, then shifted into a Broadway odyssey as Hamilton took the reins through Sunrise. By afternoon, you zigzagged from Mamma Mia sing-alongs to synth pop and R&B, never letting the tempo drop. 62 minutes, 227 tracks, 137 artists. Your most epic listening day of the year.
Wow.
That was the day that I couldn't sleep. I was not surprised by that one.
That's funny. Well, we'll end with my last one, and then we'll get into some other stuff. My biggest metal day was August 16th. And it says the day you let Iron Maiden, 311, and glam metal split the stage. Morning opened with country and old school hip hop, but midday Iron Maiden took over for a marathon of metal classics. Evening spun through Queensryche, Dokken, and a full 311 run. Your top genre. Yeah, your top genre in full force. 198 minutes, 47 tracks, 16 artists, your most metal heavy day of the year. So
wow.
Well, if you listen to some of those reports, you can tell I listen to a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah.
That's funny. Too funny. So anyway, well, we're glad everybody's back. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you missed us last week because we didn't do a show.
Yeah, it took the holiday to hang out with the family. I was able to come home for a couple days, so we decided that we wouldn't make an episode and just enjoy the time with family for the holiday.
Yeah, it was good. So we were glad to have you, obviously.
Duh.
So we're back, and you started a new thing.
I have.
And it is a new channel.
Yeah, so I started a personal YouTube channel, guys. I'd been thinking about it for a little bit, and I'm not going to say too much because, like, go watch the video that I spent a lot of time on. Just kidding. It took me an afternoon, but
it took us forever trying to get stuff for you because you sprung it on us at the last second.
I'm going to edit that part out, but
no, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I'll just keep saying
it. But my, I'm at a weird spot right now. Which is what the channel talks about. It's literally the intro video is just getting to know me if you don't know me already. And then me just kind of explaining what the channel is. And there's really no set plan for the channel. It's just going to be me uploading content when I have content to upload. That could be vlogs. That could be day in my life. Get ready with me. Me coming back home from a stressful night at work and just needing to rant. It's just going to kind of be, it's almost like a video diary, but I'm just at a weird spot with some stuff going on. And I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to talk about today, with the uncertainty of being in your early 20s and trying to figure stuff out. Because what I've noticed is a lot of people kind of feel this way, but no one's telling them it's okay to feel this way. And, when you talk to any of, like, I call you guys real adults because you guys pay your own insurance. When you talk to any of the real adults and you're like, yeah, I'm 21, I don't know what I'm doing. And they're like, oh, yeah, at 21, I was off the rails. I blah, 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 blah. And so then you sit here as a 21-year-old, you go, okay, well, why is everyone like acting like it's a big deal that I'm off the rails?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's the point of the channel. If you want to find it, just put the @ symbol in the search bar on YouTube. It's Lauren extra N Gray 29. I'll put a little text pop up, I'm sure. And watch it and come along if you want. I'm just going to be keeping it real, like you are unfortunately stuck in an apartment with me and all my thoughts. So that's the point of it. And it's gotten some pretty good feedback so far. You've gotten quite a bit of feedback from your real adult friends.
Yeah. No, I think so. First of all, I had no idea you were doing it.
Yeah, so I mentioned it like in passing to my dad when we were at Costco. I was like, yeah, Dad, I think I might start my own YouTube channel. And he was like, oh, cool. And that was the end of the conversation. He had no clue that I was like actually thinking about it.
I was trying to maneuver through all the dumbasses through Costco.
You were also trying to find the trash bags after I told you where they were.
Freaking, I got to get used to the layout. Anyway, so yeah, I had no idea, and you texted your mom and I asking for videos, and unfortunately, we don't have a ton that are easily accessible. We have some, and luckily, I have my OneDrive that has photos and videos that we've done over the years. But when we moved out here from California to the Carolinas, we got robbed in Memphis, and which I didn't know that Memphis was not the greatest place in the world. I'm trying not to offend anybody from Memphis, but according
if
to
people
the cops,
live in Memphis, they're like, yeah,
it was a shithole. And so we had no idea. This, you got to remember, this is back before internet on phones and Google Maps. I mean, we were printing out MapQuest directions in the morning in the hotel lobby about where we were going. So we got to Memphis. It was super late at night. We had left Amarillo, Texas that morning. The day was a long freaking day. I left my debit card in Little Rock, Arkansas. So we had to cancel that. So we didn't have my debit card. And so
wasn't that tornado day too?
Well, that was going into Amarillo the night before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we drive into Amarillo and it's a tornado. And it literally is like the shows you see on Discovery Channel where it's just pitch black and then the lightning strikes and you see a funnel cloud out in the distance. It was nuts.
And you guys being from Southern California were like, I thought this was a fake thing.
Yeah, it was one hell of a trip. I can tell you that. And you were 2. And then our first Roddy, Sierra, who was 110 pounds, was in the back too. And anyway, so next day we get up and I got pulled over by a Texas state trooper on the Panhandle, who ironically was driving west as we were driving east, and he said I was speeding, even though at the time the technology didn't exist to calculate that. So when he pulled me over, your mom was right behind me, and he was like, well, you were doing 85. I was like, how do you know that? You were going the other way, probably at the same speed. And we had walkie-talkies, your mom and I, between the cars, because back then cell phones charge you unless you used it after 7 o'clock at night or something like that.
Yeah, I remember.
So we had walkie-talkies. So your mom, knowing that I can question authority sometimes,
no,
I challenged. I was like, it's physically impossible for you to assess how fast I was going. Like, we can't do that. And he was like, do you want it the easy way or do you want it the hard way? And your mom over the walkie's like, stop. She couldn't hear me, but she knew I was arguing against it. So I said, I guess I'll do it the easy way. He's like, good decision, because I'm just going to give you a ticket and not the car behind you, because she was speeding too. She was following you. Like, literally. And so
You also could have gotten like arrested.
Yeah, I probably could have. I wasn't a complete asshole. Like I wasn't cussing at him or anything. I was just challenging his thought process because there was no way in '07 to calculate how fast I was going east as he was going that fast west. The radar detection systems didn't have that technology yet, and so luckily we only got one ticket. But here's the kicker: because it was on I-40 somewhere in the middle of the Panhandle, the court date was like a day, like the very next day.
Yeah, usually it's around like the early hours of the morning the next day.
Well, no, yeah, but not anywhere except for there. Like I've gotten two tickets in the 18 years I've lived in the Carolinas, and the court dates are usually like a month out, at least. So they did it next day, and so here's the reason: because they know nobody's stopping there. There's nothing there. You go east of Amarillo, Texas, there's nothing, and so they know no one's going to come to court to dispute it, so they just know you're going to pay it, and so that's how they generate revenue for the county and the city, etc. It was actually on 2020, the news program on ABC years ago, talking about how they do that through these small towns and remote areas. So I totally got busted. But anyway, so yeah, we got robbed in Memphis. So we stopped in Memphis because you were exhausted. It was late, and I went out to try and find us food and like a bottle of wine. And I walked into a place, and when I tell you I stood out, it was like Weird Science, the movie, when they go to the club in Chicago, and Gary, who's played by Anthony Michael Hall, goes, "Lisa, I don't think we belong here." That's exactly what it was like. And one guy, literally, the guy at the counter was like, you're not supposed to be here. He literally said it. And I was like, I recognize it now. I just want to pay for my wine. I don't want to cause any trouble.
Yeah.
And literally there's like 5 other black guys looking at me. And I was like, oh boy, this isn't this. I'm just not, it is what it is. I'm not a racist. They're not, I don't know if they were, I didn't talk to them. But clearly, I was in a part of town where there's not a lot of white people, or any. And so,
well, and regardless, like even if there were, like there could have been like, you don't know, back then, like in Memphis, there could have been gang affiliation.
Oh yeah,
like,
I was definitely in the wrong part of town. There's just no doubt about it. And I was clearly the only one that got sunburned in red sunburned. I mean, it just is what it is. I'm not being ugly. I love all people. I don't care. But the reality is the reality, and
just recognizing your surroundings.
Just recognizing my surroundings. So the guy was like, "That's a good idea." So I paid with cash and got the heck out. So we go out the next morning. We start loading. So when I get back to the hotel, I tell your mom, I was like, "We got to get everything out of the cars. If you can see it, we got to get rid of it and bring it in the hotel." And we had our dog, who's a Rottie. So we felt fine in the hotel, but we go out the next morning, and your mom goes to open the trunk to the car. I had a Nissan Maxima at the time, and the trunk was already open. Like it wasn't opened, but it was not latched down. And they stole everything out of the trunk except for my golf clubs. And
which is so funny to me.
Well, the cop told us why.
Well, because no one's golfing.
Where we were and the demographic, they don't golf. It's exactly what the cop said, who happened to be a black guy. He's like, your golf clubs don't mean shit here. That nobody's golfing. This has no value. They were the most expensive thing in the entire trunk. But one of the things that they did take was a tub full of home videos that we had shot, because back in the day we didn't have phones, so we didn't have a lot of videos. So we scrambled. Anyway, it was a long 48 hours between Amarillo and Memphis, Tennessee. And we lost a lot of stuff. It sucked. We lost our wedding album. I mean, we didn't lose it. It was stolen. So our wedding album was stolen, videos, pictures. Our portable DVD player was in the tub. But I kept it all in the trunk because I was like, they're not going to break open our trunk, No, they broke in. And apparently what they were doing, the cops told us, because we were like their 5th call of the morning, they go through hotels, parking lots, and malls, and they first they go to dealerships and they steal discarded key fobs. So working for a car dealer in my history, if the key fobs don't work, or if you have extra, or if they're never recovered, if they're lost or whatever, you just throw them away. Well, apparently back in 2007, there were some really smart, crooked people, and they would go to the dumpsters of car dealerships and steal all the key fobs. And then they would drive through parking lots and just hit the button. Because
don't you hate, though, like when criminals are smart? Like,
I just wish they would use it for good. The world would be so much better, because some of these guys are unbelievably intelligent.
Like, that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things, like when someone, like, you're like verbally sparring with somebody and then they say something and you're like, damn, I'm not even gonna. Yeah. That was a good comeback. Yeah. Or like, when the crime is just so like intelligent, or maybe not entirely, but like the guys stealing from the Louvre, I applaud them. That takes a lot of guts. It's really crazy. That's a movie plot. I was like, I was like, I'm not even mad at them, to be honest. Like, that's hilarious. Like, the Louvre just got stolen from in broad daylight by a bunch of guys in construction vests.
Yeah.
Like, that's embarrassing. I applaud those guys. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like the guts and the intelligence, where the craft is just so good. You can't even hate on it.
Well, like the courage to do it is what's so amazing when they do something like that. You know, like there's
yeah, it's like Madagascar.
Yeah, like I was listening to somebody, I can't remember who it was, but it was one of my favorite kind of, they're older, I think they're a comedian. I want to say it was Don Jameson or somebody like that. But they dressed up like a roadie, like a crew member for one of the bands. And so they dressed up like one and just walked right in backstage and started working, and they just did it so they could get in to see the band because they couldn't afford tickets or something. Genius. But that's a victimless crime. The Louvre, there's victims in that.
The multimillionaires. I'm so upset.
But anyway, yeah, these guys were pretty intelligent. They stole our stuff. Of course, we never got any of it back. But we did. Part of what they stole was our address book, because people used to have address books back then with phone numbers and addresses. So we had to call all of our relatives and tell them, hey, our stuff got stolen. So if you hear anything, and literally 3 of our relatives got phone calls from someone asking for more information. So these guys were very coordinated, skilled thieves. And so we don't have a ton of videos, but we have a crap load of pictures of you, but you needed videos to do your intro. So I was glad we could find some. I mean, I went through pages and pages and pages of OneDrive just trying to find any video I could.
It is like weird though, because like the more I've thought about it looking back, I'm like, I don't know what I looked like as like a baby.
We have pictures.
Like, we have pictures, but like there's way more evidence of Ryan's infancy, because all of our stuff, like the stuff with me, was stolen. So it's like weird. Like that one video, if you guys watch the intro, what I did is I put a bunch of videos of me like as a kid or as a teenager, like over a song. And the last video in there is me as a baby, and it's 2 seconds. I'm in frame for about 1.5 of the 2 seconds. But that is the youngest I've ever seen myself.
Yeah. You're so cute.
And I was moving. Like the pictures, sure, but like I've never seen baby me like move. Yeah. So it was so weird. And I literally sat there and I just kept like, because it was like the only evidence that I like was a living child. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's sad
because your memories don't go back that far. But
right.
Mom has certain tapes, and she says we've got to look into like
there's
getting those. Yeah, because she's like, there are still videos of you. There's just not as many.
Right. Yeah.
So
to just kind of close the loop on the video thing. By the time your brother was born, cell phones. I mean, he was born in 2008. You were born in 2004. So by the time 2008 came around, smartphones had started appearing. It was just easier.
Or the tiny, like the handheld cameras that were like this big. So it was way easier
Yeah,
to,
way easier. So,
yeah.
um,
No, and I'm not saying like you guys favor one. Like I know the situation.
yeah.
And believe me, I know there were videos of me because I know mom was obsessed.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. But anyway,
Which as she should have been because
you're the
pregnancy is
firstborn,
hard
and you're
and
the firstborn. You're
I
the
was the
first grandkid
baby.
on her side of the family. So,
Was the guinea pig.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm
So
still the guinea pig.
the video or the channel is really, I'm just proud of you, and so it takes a lot of guts. Well, it takes a lot of guts for you and I to do what we're doing, even with this, because we expose ourselves to people that are just mean.
Yeah.
We get hate messages every freaking week. So it's hard to do. But we do it because, like we've always said, it's for we want to try and impact people. If anything, we want to entertain you. If anything more, we want to show that a dad and a daughter at our levels of life can have conversations. And I learn about you on some things that I have always deferred to your mom to learn about. Now I know more. But we just want to inspire people to have a good relationship with their kids and their parents and talk about the difficult things and entertain you. And that's hard to do, and it's a risky thing to do. And I have to be careful because I do have a real job, and but we get trashed all the time, and so
Yes.
you have to have thick skin to do it. And then you then took it to a whole nother level and isolated yourself and made it more personal. And at 21, that's hard to do because you're fragile. You just are. And you don't think you are most
No,
of
I
the
do.
time. I mean, you
I
do,
do.
but most 21-year-olds don't realize it. And, it's not easy to put yourself out there, but, you're a creative person. You've always been a creative person. You write, you acted, you sang, you did news. I mean, you've always wanted to do something like that. So it's a good avenue, and I think it'll help people. I mean, and a lot of the feedback has been really positive, not just from your mom and I or your grandparents, but I've had friends of mine that I went to high school with that reached out. And the last time I talked to one of them, and I didn't talk to him, it's all through Facebook Messenger, was a couple years ago. And he reached out to say kudos,
Yeah.
and then, like you said, you're 21. And I think this is the sad part of where we are as a society. And I think it's exemplified by social media because you see people super successful at a very young age, some for not doing a damn thing, but showing their feet or showing their boobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like OnlyFans people that make $1 million a week by showing their ass cheeks, or, and they're 19 or whatever.
Or on a more personal level, like people you went to high school with, like graduating early or getting engaged and like having this humongous group of friends. And it's like, you kind of just feel a little like behind, but it's hard to remember that social media isn't real.
Right.
You post real pictures, sure.
But the story
is not real. You only show everybody the best side of yourself for a reason.
Yeah. And so I think that adds that extra layer of pressure and uncertainty to your generation. And it's sad. I mean, listen, I was 21 a long time ago. I was a disaster. I mean, I literally was a mess. Because most of my close friends had gone away to school. So I went away, but then came back, and I didn't go to school. And then I went to school, but it was a junior college. And so, I had friends that went to Vanderbilt and Texas Christian and Stanford and all these places. And here I am in San Diego, kind of trying to figure things out. And so they would all come home and have all these stories that they had in common, even though they might have been at different schools. And I couldn't relate to any of it because I was living a different life. But it was at Thanksgiving, it was at Christmas, and it was at summer. That's when I saw them. I didn't
Yeah.
have social media to look at and go, oh, and be just down and out all the
Yeah.
time. Life was already doing that because I was 21. I had no idea. And so I was so unsure what I wanted to do that I quit school. I was working at the Home Depot in Encinitas, quit school. I lived in a 3-bedroom townhouse in Oceanside near the beach. I had 2 dogs. I had a drum set in my room. I had the master bedroom in the townhouse. I was making great money, just kind of plugging along, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And so I sold all my stuff, sold my drum kit, I had a king size bed, sold it. Bought a twin, and I moved to Los Angeles without a job, no friends.
The no job thing is the scary thing to me.
Well, dude, I did not have a job. I had no friends. I had lived in a studio apartment. So when you walked in the door, thankfully I had the front studio apartment, so I had a window out front. But you walked in and it was a room, and then you go through a door and there was the bathroom and a little closet. And then you went in here and there was a kitchen and with like a dining area. And originally I put my bed in there because I was like, I'll just sleep here and that'll be my living room. I tried to separate it out. Eventually that bed went right into the front room. So when you walked in, my bed was there. I had a couch. I had a recliner and an entertainment center with my stereo and TV and stuff. And I couldn't find a job for like 3 months, and I was skin and bones. So, and I couldn't go home because my parents had moved to Arizona. My sister lived in Texas, so I couldn't even go home. Like I had nowhere to go. I was 100% on my own. And I remember, I'm going to open up here. There were times at 21 years old in that studio apartment, I was crying like a little boy, like a baby. I was so scared. I was depressed. I was, I just didn't have a good outlook on what my life was going to be. And then, but I didn't have social media to remind me of it every 37 seconds.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
And it is the difference. And, some of it I do to myself because I know it doesn't help by looking. But then, like, our culture, my age's culture, is so wrapped around it that it's like, I can't not look at it. So it's like, and another thing that we were kind of talking about was like us as roommates. I don't remember how we got there, but we were talking about how like the only thing that kind of helped, or I'm just assuming because I wasn't you and I wasn't there. The only thing that kind of helped you probably was like people still interacted with each other. So like it was easier to make friends because you could just talk to people. You can't do that now. People are weird and closed off and very like, I'm too good for you. And I'm like, we drive the same car. Like, you're not too cool for, Right. So not only is it the social media aspect that makes it feel very isolating, very intimidating, and depressing. It's also the fact that like, okay, let me put the phone down and go interact. Never effing mind. Because no one wants to interact. So it's a very weird, like...
It is.
It's a very weird time to already kind of feel, like, lost. But then it's also weird because nobody's talking. Like, no one's talking about it. So it's like, I'm sure there's certain people from high school that hold on to high school stuff that's like, oh, of course, she's putting herself on the internet to try to seem relatable. And I'm like, because it is relatable and no one's talking about it. And if this is the only way that people nowadays are going to talk about it or listen to it, then yeah, I'll put it out there.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not alone, but no one's talking. So
and I think that's where the courage and the applause for your courage is, because you're right. So social media is why I think it's harder for sure. But it's not unique. And that's what I think I've tried to share with you with my experience. I didn't know what to do. Yeah. I had no idea. And luckily, obviously, I've forged a pretty successful life for myself. I got a job at the House of Blues in Hollywood. My brother-in-law's good friend from high school was the exec chef. We wound up moving in together. I had a great time. I had so much fun. I had to quit and move back home to get my life back on going the right way at 25 or 26, So I had a great time, and I got a lot of the crazy demons out that you want to get out so you don't have a midlife crisis. Like I did all that stuff. I did all of it. There's not much in life that I have not done. So it turned into a great experience, but it was scary and it was risky and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I'm crying myself to sleep at night and no job. I gave my grandmother my dogs, like I had no dog. I mean, I had nothing except for what I had in that little place in my truck at the time, And so that feeling of uncertainty is not unique.
Yeah.
And your grandparents, we had dinner with them last night when I came home from being on the road.
Yeah, I saw because Mom said she was going to call me. And then I looked at y'all's location. You guys were at Emilio's. I was like, oh, I'm not getting called tonight.
Yeah. And so we were talking about it. And, it's different for them a little bit, at least for your grandmother, because she was married early and had her kids early, kind of like my mom. But
yeah, because that was the way that people, especially women, that's how it was.
Some of them, yeah, definitely. But your grandfather, he was like, I was lost. I went to Europe. He did the whole backpacking through Europe and staying at hostels thing at 21, so and he was born in the 50s and we're born in the 70s and you're born in the 2000s. So that feeling of uncertainty is consistent. I think the exposure of social media amplifies the bad part of it and doesn't celebrate the normalcy of it. Because everybody is fake. Like you said, they walk through the halls and they think they're better than you. And you're like, what the hell are you looking at me like that for? I don't even know you. Right. And I had a long conversation with a friend of mine about it. And he was saying the same thing about how vicious it is for kids now because of that social media. And it is sad and it's scary because for the future, because no matter what happens, you have to have an ability to communicate and engage with people. I mean, in the real world, it's just, you don't have a choice.
And it's amazing to see how many kids my age don't. Like, they can communicate with their friends because they're their friends, but if you're not friends with them, they like short circuit. It's the oddest thing ever. It really is. I remember my freshman year at college, trying to take advantage of everything. I was at Starbucks on campus and I liked what this girl was wearing. So I straight up told her, we were waiting for our Starbucks drink and I was like, hey, by the way, I really like your shirt. And she went, and I was like, okay, so I'm going to go jump off the bridge in front of the moving cars because what the hell was that about?
Right. You're being nice.
I was being nice. I'm not saying I'm not on my hands and knees going, be my friend. Right. I was just saying, I like your shirt.
Yeah.
And it's just so strange because when I get compliments or people genuinely reach out, I was at Publix the other day when you called me and the cashier, she was like, I love your bangs. She goes, that you pull them off so well. I literally felt myself get physically warm. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my gosh, stop. Thank you so much. And I was like, thank you. That means a lot. I said, I did them on a whim. So I'm glad they look good. And she goes, oh yeah, they look so good.
Yeah.
And then we just started a friendly conversation and then that was it. But it was
genuineness.
I felt myself get warm. I was like, oh my God, I'm interacting. It's so pathetic that that's what brings me the sense of joy.
But you know what? Don't lose that because it's easy to lose in your generation. And I'll share this and then I have another thought and then I think we should pick this up next week also. Mm. But I still feel that way. So for people to know, so I'm in business development. So I work for a company that's been around a long time, but they started a new division and I'm responsible for trying to grow the business. It is freaking hard and it's competitive and it's just the nature of the industry. And it's hard to differentiate yourself because it's a little bit of flooded area. But I say all that because I reach out to people constantly and I don't get a lot of responses back, right? It's the virtual Heisman. They put that hand out virtually. And when I worked for a car dealer as a general manager and then at the divisional level, I had to sell cars for 4 months. And so I got the physical Heisman when I had to learn how to do that. So I get the virtual one now. So I was on a call earlier today with a new customer that we're looking to build a long-term relationship with, and it's going to be very good, knock on wood. But I literally was like, thank you so much for responding
Mhm.
first. Like, thank you. And I get like, I get happy
Yeah.
about that. So don't lose it, because it's so easy to lose and be hardened by it, because people are constantly shooting you down, Heismaning you up,
Yeah.
finding fault in everything that you do. Like I grew my beard back, no shave November. That's not why I did it, but I grew it back, and I didn't want to grow it back for years because of the gray in it, and because it reminded me of my dad. Not in a bad way. Anyway. And
Mm.
but one of the reasons why I didn't grow is because I was like, people are gonna go, look at how old that guy is. You know what I mean? Because you can get consumed with everybody and what they're
Yeah.
thinking, and social media just heightens it. And us doing this is scary. We get criticized all the time, like I said. And for you to do this on your own, I just applaud the hell out of you. Being transparent and open and honest and sharing vulnerability, those are qualities that people are seemingly lost with and don't know how to deal with it. So if you can help people that also feel the way you do at 21, I think it's a great thing, and I support it, and I hope it goes well.
Thank you.
It's just something that I just couldn't do when I was 21. I wasn't mature enough to do it. And then my last thought before we pick this up next week, because I do have more things to say, but not
Yeah.
only social media to add that pressure. I think the way schools are now adds to it. And we can pick this up next week because this episode is already getting to the point of being over. Um, but when I was in high school, obviously it was a different time. It was a time when college was necessary for the
Yeah.
most part. It was very, very, like, it was almost like it's a given. There was
Like
no,
that's what you do.
that's what you do. Trades were not celebrated. I mean, we had shop class and woodwork. We had all that stuff, but no one ever said, so you're going to go to welding school? It was like, so what college are you going to? And
Well, and that's how
degrees.
it was all the way up till I graduated. Like,
Yeah.
just so everyone's aware, like, for me to hear when you guys were at Ryan's IGP and they're like, no, they're not pushing that anymore. I was like, it's like, what do you mean? Like, that's all they did was push college, 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 college. So it's
Right.
like,
Well,
that's naturally where I was like, well, that's what I have to do.
right. And here's the difference though between yours and mine is I didn't study classes in high school with a major in college in mind.
Yeah.
Right. So we go to, you say IGP, people might not know what that is. It's an individual graduation plan, and you do it every year with your kid's counselor. And they're like, so what do you want to study? And these kids are freshmen in high school, sophomores in high school. And so then they try and put classes together that gear towards your major in college.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, he's 14. Like the kid can barely wipe his butt. No offense, Ryan, that's not true. But he's like, what are we doing? We took
Yes.
standard classes. We took English, math, history, or social studies.
And then electives, they're supposed to be just fun.
Science. And then you had 2 electives. We had 6 classes. You guys only have 4 a
Well,
semester.
8 year long. Yeah.
Right.
8
But
year
we had
long.
6 each semester.
We're on block schedule.
Yeah, so we had 6 each semester. So you had the 4 cores. You had PE. So back in the day, physical education was mandatory for 3 years.
Ours was one semester.
Right. Freshman, sophomore, junior year, you had to take a PE class. And then you had an elective. And then as you got older, you had more electives because you would satisfy the other requirements, But every year it was a full year of English, a full year of math, a full year of science, and a full year of history. And it wasn't geared to, I want to be a psychiatrist. Okay, well then you need to take behavioral sciences, blah, blah, blah. Like we didn't do any of that.
Yeah,
and
it is
that
very
adds to the pressure of what you're feeling at 21 because you've been programmed to think that you need to have it all figured out by now. And I think that adds the pressure to it too. And I don't think that's right. I think we need to go back to the basics. We were very successful as a country and as a civilization. I mean, for God's sakes, kids can't even read and write, and they can't do math, and they can't do anything and graduate high school now, right? So I don't know.
I agree with you because I'm not going to go too long because I know we got to wrap this up, but
we'll pick it up next week for sure.
Yeah, I have always been that kid that teachers would even tell my parents, like, oh, you don't need to worry about her. She's got it. She's good. She knows what she wants. And like, I took a lot of pride in being very self-confident and knowing what I wanted to do and knowing what my limits were and, stuff like that. And I still applied myself when I knew I wasn't good at something. Math, I used to cry at the table doing that damn homework. But guess what? It was getting done and I was going to do it. And then high school came around and I was just trying to have fun. But then like, it's just this looming cloud that's like on your shoulder the whole time. If it's like, and it's whispering in your ear, it's like, everyone else has figured out what they want to do. Why haven't you? Why aren't you sure? Why don't you know? And so as someone that's always been like the kid no one has to worry about and very headstrong, yes, this, no, that.
Independent.
To get to that point, I started feeling that way kind of last year, which is why I was like, okay, let's transfer, start a new major. But then it's like the cloud's back. And it has nothing to do with the people. I'm much happier where I am. The move was made for multiple different reasons, but much happier where I am. I'm much happier with myself. I'm more confident. I'm more happy, whatever. But that cloud's still there because I'm sitting in my classes that I'm taking and I'm enjoying them. But as I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't know if I can actually do this. Like, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I can.
Right.
And I have always wanted to be creative. And I feel like if you're somebody that's like always had your head, what people say, head in the clouds, right? You always have had these dreams of entertainment, being a comedian, acting, singing, or like people that wanted to be astronauts. When you're a kid, everyone's like, oh, that's cute. And then as you get older, people are like, well, let's be realistic. And you're like, but I am being realistic because I can do it. That's what I want to do. So when you're sitting in these classes that just kill those kinds of dreams, you then go home and you're like, what am I doing here? Like, what am I doing? So I agree with you that schools push the notion of having it all figured out way too early. So then if you're not one of those people who have wanted to be a doctor since you were 5 and are now in a doctorate program, you sit there and you're like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
I don't even know if I'm here for the right reasons. Like, I'm spending this money for what? Like, that's how it feels right now. Because it's like, I don't know. But it's okay not to know. And they need to stop telling people you're a failure if you need to start over.
Right.
There's that stigma of, oh, I took a gap year. Oh, yeah, I took a leave of absence. Oh, yeah, I dropped out. And people are like, oh, what a failure. Like, they just gave up. And it's like, no. If I drop out, it's because I need to regroup and I need to figure out what the hell I'm doing before I keep spending money on a degree that I don't want, don't have interest in, and I'm not going to use.
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, it's crazy. So I'm doing research as you're talking, and then we'll definitely wrap it up. But
yeah,
it says that surveys show that a high percentage of teenagers believe they have a career in mind. Mm-hmm. Anywhere from 75 to 91%, right? But then it talks about, while they may have an idea of what they want to do, there's a significant gap in confidence and preparedness for specific pathways. And they show a significant gap in preparedness, confidence levels, lack of exposure, limited conversations, pressures to decide, prepared to explore options and seek alternatives. It's interesting that and I think it's because schools are designed this way. They tell you that you need to figure it out when you're in high school. So when you're in high school, you're like, hell yeah, I'm going to be a veterinarian.
Yeah.
And then you go to school and you're like, holy shit, this is really freaking hard. I can't do this,
Yes. Well, they start pressuring you in middle school.
So
I remember in literally being 13 and they were like, you guys got to start thinking about what you want for the future. 13? I just gave up Barbie dolls. I just stopped believing in Santa.
Yeah. So
what do you mean?
So here's the follow-up. It says a small percentage of people actually pursue a career they chose in high school, with estimates suggesting it's below 20%. While many teenagers say they know what they want to do, surveys show a high rate of changing majors in college or changing entire directions in their college years for future careers. 75% of college students change their major at least once, and 75% of high school graduates feel only moderately to not at all prepared for college or career decisions after graduation. Anyway, we should end on that because we're going to pick this up next week anyway. But for everyone, you're not alone, especially if you're a Gen Z and hear from a Gen X dad that didn't know what the heck was going on at 21, that struggled, was depressed, had feelings of isolation, and turned it. I mean, I've built a very successful career. I've got a successful family. Been married for 23 years now. It's not forever, and it's okay to feel that way. And there's people out there that are feeling the same way. And if you want to watch someone go through it with you, that's where Lauren's channel comes in.
So I do think we'll pick this up next week and talk more about the directions that you and I have discussed. Because I'm exploring all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So cool. Well, man, Spotify to career to new channel to getting robbed in Memphis. I mean, man, we meandered all over the place this one.
Hey, we made up for not having an episode last week. That's true. For sure.
Absolutely.
You guys are getting a little more of us since we weren't here last week. But thank you guys all for listening. I'll link my stuff down below in case you guys want to check that out. And we'll be back next Thursday to kind of pick up this conversation and take it from there.
Yeah, please tune in, watch the full episode, not just the clips. Invite your friends, invite your family. I think people are enjoying it. We're getting a lot of good feedback from people that I haven't heard from in a while. So thank you guys. We appreciate it, and have a great rest of your week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.